I like taking the mushrooms before I work out.
Really?
Yes.
How much?
Just a tiny little microdose, just capsules. I have these capsules made that.
Why do you like doing that before you work out?
Because it helps me like channel my anger and rage and shit that I need to release in there. Because that's why it's like church to me going in there. I get to release all that all the hate. Pretty
You work
much.
out by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like doing that too.
Yeah.
I was working out with a trainer, which I really enjoyed too, but there was a thing that was missing. It was like the alone time.
Yeah.
The alone with just the struggle.
I need it. I need that alone time, and that's why when you talk about getting in the cold tub or doing a tough workout, like how many times I'll do 20 rounds of something, right? So of a circuit, and it's never heavyweight anymore. It's all just a circuit. So I'll do like 6 rows or 6 cows on the rower, and then I'll go from the rower straight over to like do gorilla rows with the kettlebells, right? So you're like keeping a flat back and working on your transverse core, and then I'll grab a big heavy kettlebell and swing that 6 times. And then I'll do halos with a kettlebell, 6 aside. And then I'll get down and do 6 push-ups. And then go up and knock the tick off. Like, that's 1, right? So, okay. So, and I'll look and be like, I got 19 more.
Whoa.
The whole time you want to quit. Because your heart rate's at like 150 to 155 the entire time from the rower. Because you have to, you want to do it as short as, all power, just. And when I pull that rower, dude, I'm pulling like 2,000 every time it's like 2,000 every time I pull. Because I pull that fucker hard as fuck, It feels like it's going to break sometimes. So I just get in this mode with the shrooms. Like I just get in I call it the flow state. And you've probably heard about the flow state before. It helps me, and that's what it did for me on the football field. It helped me get into a flow state.
When did you start doing it in football?
2016? The year we won the Super Bowl? The year I got fucking life-changing generational wealth money. Imagine that, right?
Yeah, imagine that.
The year I decided that I met my wife and my fucking life changed forever for the better. Like, I was stopped.
You think mushrooms was involved in all that?
I know it was. It helped me think clearly and make decisions with confidence.
When did you start using it? Did you start using it in training, or did you start?
I started with training.
First?
Well, I had a body worker. His name's Adam Sturr. And this fucking dude is like, he is a fucking mad scientist. And he would like get me, he had like a whole protocol that he did with me. So we would do a Monday stretch and movement. It's all movement. It's not stretching. It's just, he's manipulating your body. And we started, using shrooms, and like before he would prime me up, he'd do like a 20-minute prime before I'd go to the stadium and get me primed. And dude, I'd fucking be vibrating. It was wild. He did all this like breathing exercises with me, like to get me going. He works with a bunch of guys still in the league. Like Von Miller works with him. He works with a bunch of guys. And dude, he fucking was like, he's like, maybe try the microdosing, try it, And I was like, okay. So I found some good shit and started trying it. It was actually liquid form, the shit I was doing when I was playing. Yeah. And I had this, and he made a pre-workout for me. It was all clean and it was like sustainable. And I'd fucking drop 2 little drops of that fucking shrooms in that, shake it up before the game and drink it. And I'd go out there and warm up on a field and I'd be like on a whole different planet. Like I would start to get fucking mad and start getting ready. And like, dude, by the time I get my hand in the fucking dirt and we're about to play the first snap of football, I'm so fucking ready to go. I can't even explain it to people. Like my focus is so hyper focused and everything is so slow around me that I'm moving faster than everything else. I'm just moving faster. So like I fucking worked, I'm like working, like I can like watch his hands. It's like the Spider-Man movie when he's like, like I'd watch his hands fucking go by and then I swim over and I'm keeping it so tight to his shoulder as I swim over and like fucking cut the space and then like accelerate this way. And when you tackle quarterbacks, you can't land on them anymore. So like when I get to the quarterback, I'd be able to like focus on keeping the ball from getting up here so he could throw it, Like I'd be able to lock it in with my elbow and like fucking roll back and fall the perfect way. It was like, and then you watch it on film and it's like snap of a finger it happens, right? Like a football play is 6 seconds long, and that's a long football play. The quarterback Tom Brady is stepping back and going 1, 2, 3. So in 1, 2, 3, I've got there and all this shit has happened. And in my head, while it was happening for me, it was slow. It was all slow, like. Hips were moving right. The way I could feel the way my foot hit to make sure it was hit, because you want your toes pointed in the direction you're going, right? So I would fucking work the move. I used to call it a chop swim. So I would chop his hands, grab his shoulder, pin his shoulder down like this, and then swim over And before he could like readjust, I'd have to cut that corner. Whoa. So it happened so slow to me. To me, it was like, it took a minute for it to happen, but it was like the snap of a finger.
Wow.
And the whole game would go that way. But like, I also had this crazy like rage going on in my head the whole time.
That's Viking shit.
It has to be. Has to be. Because it felt so it felt so natural to be in that state.
Like all your ancestors probably did it that way.
And in the violence, like being able to play violently, like finishing the play, like finishing through a motherfucker, not just like grabbing him and tackling. No, I was trying to finish through a motherfucker. And it like was just in me to do that. From the time I stepped on the football field at 7 years old, put a fucking helmet on, number 59 with a fucking bar down the middle. He put me a middle linebacker, and a coach said, when you see the ball, you get the ball. I said, all right. Fucking Bobby Boucher'd that shit. Fucking let's go. I loved it, dude. I hit this fucking kid, and I know he probably never played football again, the kid I hit.
Wow.
He probably said, fuck this. This ain't for me. Because the first picture I take, I'm fucking, like, couldn't wait to play football.